Why Sul'Aman? Of all the heroes I could have spoken of, why lose myself in the meticulous details of a punctilious sentence like Sul'Aman? Because Sul'Aman embodies the essence of the Arbiter District better than anyone else, perhaps even better than Serena herself. The true measure of a sentence's greatness lies in their vision of the whole. Judgment is innate to them, but perspective is earned only through time. This is why the first sentences are revered almost as much as Serena. They have observed the balance and the desert for an eternity. And yet, this is precisely where Sul'Aman stands apart. Sul'Aman was obsessed with detail, with the infinitesimally small. Her search for understanding the whole began from its tiniest fragment, and for this she was ostracized, set aside by sisters who could not comprehend her obsession. In the earliest days of the desert, the balance swayed like a scale caught in the wind. Amelia's creations were vast discoveries, relentless steps towards the future, while Cornelia destroyed without pause, without reflection. But after thousands of years, how do you imagine the balance could still move? Its motion had become infinitesimal, present yet almost imperceptible. Creation rested upon a colossal district. Destruction advanced with the slowness of countless arms. The balance was nearly perfect, always nearly. That is where Sul'Aman's eye made the difference. Her obsession became the obsession of an entire district, but she had already made it part of herself. She walked with it, as one walks with a trusted companion. It was the shadow of her every thought, the guiding star of her duty. And when the intuition finally came, it was as though the ambition of an entire district was laid as a gift at its mother's feet. Intentions have weight. The scribe's records accounted for all things with substance, all decisions with consequences, all crimes that broke the law. But to include something as fleeting as an intention within the greater design required the gaze of one accustomed to observing what does not yet exist. Intentions have weight. Even now, the thought sends a shiver through. I often wonder what Serena felt in that moment, seeing your daughter surpass her, if only for an instant. Pride? Let me tell you this. When my own child surpassed me, in every way imaginable, I felt nothing but immeasurable joy. I cannot say what Serena thought, but I can judge what she did. She changed her laws. She reshaped her tribunal for her daughter, as she placed this new path, this parallel way, into Sul'Aman's hands. Thus was born the tribunal of intentions, Sul'Aman's domain, where even her mother seldom chose to tread. And this truly altered the fate of the district. From that tribunal came the possibility of change. Intentions that once would have remained unfulfilled or became guilt were transformed into opportunity. One could find a companion to balance their dreams. One could continue forward. In a district where all at once focused solely upon their assigned duty, the seeds of friendship and complicity began to take root. Giving shape to dreams and compelling people to share them forged bonds of rare beauty. But like obsession itself, the tribunal had two phases. Triumph, born of shared hope, and regret, leading to an ignoble, solitary death through expiation. First, one realized that no one could balance their hopes. Then guilt, simply for being different, gnawed at the soul until one wished only for nothingness. I remember the first rains crossing into the district of the Corillio, descending into the gallows, surrendering to Cornelia's embrace. At the time, I was a willing cog in her machine of destruction. And yet that sight filled me with sorrow. To abandon oneself to death, not for an act committed, but for having dared to hope for a different future. Sul'Aman was the needle of hope. That is why I love her story. The story of a sentence who, more than any other, tested the soul of her district and gave it a shape.